Do you think that Australians have some misconception about Singapore?
For sure, yeah. I think the idea that it's a super expensive city, it can be, but it also can be really cheap. Like in Australia, you couldn't rent as cheap as you could here. If you were willing to sort of downgrade your living style, you could get away with paying really cheap rent if you wanted. You can't do that really in Australia. The cheapest rent is it. Same thing with food. Like in Australia, a cheap lunch would be $15 to $20, whereas here it can be $4, $3. I think people have this idea that everything is expensive in Singapore.
If you compare Sydney and Singapore, the cost of living would be similar?
I think it depends how you want to live. If you want to live in a house like you do in Australia, then it's going to be super expensive here. You know, the longer you're here, the more you learn how you want to live. I think in general, if you're earning money in Singapore, you're also paying low tax. And this provides like a bit of a different type of cash flow. I think the other thing in Australia is we pay tax before we get paid. In Singapore, you get paid everything at the end of the year. You get a bill that's about half a month's salary or something like that. And then you just pay it all at once. So your cash flow is different. So I think if you're a foreigner coming here, initially you think, oh, it's super expensive. But once you're not paying a whole lot of tax, it becomes much more easier to spend a bit more and enjoy life.
I think the big difference, like as far as I know, like in Sydney and Australia in general, people tend to live in the houses, not like in a condo. So
yeah, definitely.
And here's different story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you happy like living in a condo?
Yeah, I don't mind. I've sort of in Australia. I mean, I grew up in a house. I was quite lucky. I grew up on the beach in a big house. I didn't realize how lucky I was until later on in life, I guess. That was just the norm for me. But yeah, I think definitely here the things that are kind of different is like here, if you want something, like if you run out of gas for the barbecue, it'll get delivered here in 20 minutes. Whereas in Australia, you got to get the tank, get in the car, go for a drive for 15 minutes. So there's a lot more efficiencies here on how quickly you get something. Everything gets delivered like that. Singaporeans don't like to wait for anything, which is awesome.
Do you think it's more fast-paced here, probably?
Yeah, I think so. I think Singapore is very, very efficient. Everything happens really quickly. Go to a train station and count 100 seconds. The train's already there. The airport's a perfect example because everyone talks about how good Singapore airport is. It's so good that you get so used to it. When you go to another airport and you wait 40 minutes in the queue for immigration, you just think, why don't they have more people here, you know? Exactly, if you go to Malaysia, you know, you see 20 immigration lines, but only 2 are open, right? In Singapore, you see 20 immigration lines and all 20 are open, right?
Yeah.
So,
and you have automated gates as well.
Or now it's all automated, yeah, exactly. Yeah.